All right.
So that's a good place to start, right?
That is a very good place to start.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Can't really hear ours. Ours are plastic because they're in a they're ice cups.
I know, because Jen does not trust you.
That also.
Yeah.
That is so very true. So very true. So
sippy cup. So
That's true.
which is a sippy cup? I need a sippy cup.
Yeah, for sure. You got the double mic set up. That's
I got
awesome.
the yeah. Well, you know, I've had them sitting in my bag just off to the left here for
Who's
a
the
while.
last one that used two mics with you? I'm just curious.
Oh, I don't know. I think
Weren't you
Some-
leaving money on a bed in a hotel room?
yeah, some weird dude in Wisconsin, I think. It was I don't know. No, actually it was in Kentucky, wasn't it? We had a lot of good Kentucky stories.
Where else
after
would
that.
it be?
Yeah, that's true. Very true. So
Oh,
slide you this way just a little bit. Ugh. So everybody, John, do you want to do the welcomes to everybody while I get Jen readjusted here?
I do. This
All right.
is, you're actually getting her microphone readjusted, not Jen herself. So let's let's
Exactly.
make that clear. Welcome everybody to this episode of PoddiMouths. We, Nick and I, are fortunate enough to have our awesome wives joining us.
Joining us.
Joining us.
Joni couldn't make it.
No, Joni is not here. So I brought my first wife, Lisa.
First wife.
Trophy wife.
I like that. I like that
Obviously.
a lot.
And Nick is there with the awesome Jennifer.
That's right. And not only that, are we here with our beautiful wives? We're here during happy hour, which the second annual PoddiMouths.
We better.
Can't really do it. Ooh, there you go.
Could you
one
hear
was
it?
nice.
Okay.
I
Yes.
did, yeah. It's I can't really call it an annual because it's not like we do it every year. It's, you know,
No, we should.
10 or 12 times per year.
Now we're talking. I like that. It's the first annual. And so we thought, as usual, it would be fun to do a PoddiMouths episode where we're actually celebrating happy hour. And it is after work hours. Let's make that very clear. This is not a 10 a.m. recording. And
Which would be fun. Making that the happy hour would make the day much more bearable.
I would have champagne.
Yeah, she would.
I
Yes, there is no doubt about that. So anyway, it's a good time of the day to celebrate. It's midweek, and yeah, it's
Well, it's
good time.
midweek for you. Today's
Well,
my
it's
Friday. So
just before midweek
Right.
for our listeners.
well, one of the reasons that we invited our wives on is because Jen
They're
has
awesome.
some really, besides that, yeah, Jen has some really big news, and that's why I say today is my Friday, because I'm taking the next couple of days off to help her. And you've heard us talk about it on the podcast before, but Jen is now officially the owner of a dance studio.
Yay!
This weekend is we're going to go in and we're going to paint, and we're going to tear stuff out and hopefully put some stuff back in. I don't know, before students arrive next week on Monday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Exciting.
That is really a cool thing.
Very
be-
excited.
Before we dive too far into it, John, last week we had Tyson on the show. We had him on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yep, we did.
But his episode aired this past week, or actually yesterday, technically, if you want to get technical. But I just wanted to thank you because right away Tyson reached out and wanted me to thank you if he didn't get a hold of you by himself, but you already donated to Patched Overalls.
Yep,
So
I did.
thank you
Aw.
very, very much for doing that.
I
really
thought
appreciate
it was a really good cause and somebody who has some clarity about what his mission is. And so, yeah, just a big props to him. It's not to me. It's I was delighted to do it, and it wasn't. Let's be clear, it was not anything that will allow him to live off the interest or anything. But it was designed to let him know that I was very appreciative of his efforts.
It's a different type of interest. It's his kind of interest. And you'll have to listen to the episode to find out what I mean.
Yes, we're not going to talk about it, but
we aren't going to talk about it.
But we will say that you have since released some very cool merch on our merch site, right?
Yep.
How can people get to that?
Go to PoddiMouths.com and go to the little tab up on the top right-hand side that says merch.
Do we get
And-
rich if people buy a bunch of that stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We get very rich. Then we won't have to do our day jobs, and we're going to keep the
I'd
drinks
still-
flowing. That's
I'd
the
still
most
do my
important
day
part.
job. Yeah.
Oh, I would too. It
Even
doesn't
if
mean
we're
that.
multi-billionaires, it's just enjoyable.
And he's saying that only because our bosses listen to the show.
He's a very smart fella.
So Jennifer has the luxury, Lisa, of listening to she doesn't hear anything. She doesn't actually listen to the podcast when I edit because I'm wearing my headphones while I'm doing it. But she usually sits, really. She usually sits next to me, and I get these funny looks because all I'm doing the whole time is giggling and laughing at John and sometimes myself if I have a good ripper.
Yeah,
but
laughing at me. You're like,
But I sit there and giggle, and you comment all the time about the fact that I just sit there. And
I try to take pictures because he just sits there on his computer and he's just smiling away, like whatever he's doing on there.
is that like kind of the State Farm commercial where you go, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm.
Jake from
What are you
State Farm.
wearing?
It's John from PoddiMouths.
He's
At
usually
3
wearing a Harley
a.m.
t-shirt. Yeah.
What are you wearing, John from PoddiMouths? Harley shirt?
Harley.
Yes, that's awesome. That's really
So-
fun. So tell us more about the dance studio, Jen, because this is a huge deal for you. Not only a huge commitment, but it's really cool, and it's not a new studio. I think it's important for our listeners to know that.
Right. It's been around for 25 years in the same building. I don't know. What do you want to know?
Well, I mean, 25 years is a long time. So it opened when you were one. And
Of course. Yes.
I think that's important to note.
And she's been dancing for just as long.
Well, I'm sure. Well, if your description of Peyton doing dance stretches in the kitchen is any indication, I have a sense where she gets it.
We've been trying to talk Peyton into dancing for so long, and then finally we get the studio thinking, okay, now she'll dance, and she is absolutely refusing to do it. But she is going to sign up, right?
No.
Oh, never mind. I thought we got lucky. She wasn't going to do the hip hop.
No. She's been dancing around the studio just on her own, but if we try to get her to commit to anything, it's all over.
Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah. So
We have a tall son
Yes.
who will not play basketball like Dad really wanted him to. And yes, he's quite the disappointment, isn't he?
no, I was talking more. Oh, yeah, right. I was talking more about
Basketball.
No, I was talking about like piano. So
Oh,
I would
yeah,
play the
yeah.
piano, and he wasn't interested. Well, Mike, we'll get you lessons. We'll buy lessons for you, and bring in a teacher, maybe as a boarder. I don't know, so we can get a better deal. But he refused. No, I don't want lessons. I don't want to. So, long story short, the more I stopped bugging him, the more he wanted to learn to play the piano.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was a music major in college.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're opening up a music section for the studio. Maybe he can come down and teach.
That would be excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you guys can come and join, and we'll do one of these episodes, happy hour in person.
Well, I think that would be good. And if I can get Lisa closer to the RV lifestyle, then that's
Well, we'll talk about that here in a minute. Our wives right now, both of them are rolling their eyes, rolling back in their chair. It's kind of comical.
It's
So-
pretty awesome. Yeah.
I lost my train of thought, which
This
is not
what's
unusual.
good about having our awesome wives here. You are just flabbergasted with Jen in the room with you.
Is that the word?
It is.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're just a totally different guy. You're sort of you're even flushed a little bit.
Well, that's the bourbon.
Oh, sure it is. Have you had my lovely wife bourbon?
You know what? Blame it on the COVID.
Oh,
Yes.
Does
Oh,
he know about our game?
you don't know about the drinking game. Yeah,
I do. That's why
But it's just because of the COVID.
because
So every
of the
time
COVID.
somebody says because of the COVID,
Because of the COVID, due to the COVID,
yeah.
or just COVID.
Just COVID.
Or
Got
really,
it.
it depends how thirsty you are. But Here's for the COVID.
I don't know how many times so I'm working on Jen's website. I don't know how many times I've had to write COVID to explain why we're not doing something or doing something. But before we dive into that, let's talk about what we're drinking. So Lisa, I see you have a nice glass of red wine. Anything in particular?
Cabernet, a Moonset Cabernet. I believe it's
Moonset.
Napa Valley.
Okay.
I got it.
Is that one from the that website you told me about?
No, this one is from. I think it is from
WTSO.
WTSO. I think
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor yet. They
Yes.
should be.
They should
For
be.
Pete's sake, because I'm sure
Absolutely.
they built a wing onto their offices because of us. So
Yeah, that and Flaviar. Flavar.
Yes, Flaviar. Yeah, it's
So
called flavor. Isn't that what you said on the first
I said it.
episode?
I thought it was
It's called
flavor. Then I saw a commercial for it, and they called it Flaviar or Flavar or something like that. So, what are you drinking, John?
Yes, I have a Death's Door martini.
Death's Door. Explain that.
It's a vodka from Door County. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I love Door
With
County.
olive.
With olives.
Nice.
Mhm.
So, Jen, what are you drinking?
I don't know. What did you make me?
I made you an absolute martini.
That's what I'm drinking.
Dirty. Very,
A what
very
martini?
dirty. Absolute.
Oh, nice.
Our neighbor actually, he dropped a bottle off, so it made it a lot easier. And I am drinking a Manhattan per my usual, but with the Yellowstone whiskey.
That's excellent. I want to see the color more. Could you hold that up? Because that. Oh yes, very
It's
nice.
in a frozen glass. So
That's very nice.
Okay,
Yes,
that's why. Okay, I was going to say that doesn't.
that looks remarkably like. So I may have told you I got one of the ice cube freezer things with the round cube.
Yep.
And that actually looks very similar to the mold for that.
Well, I think the last time we did our happy hour, I had something similar, and I had one of those big round ice balls in there.
The idea is they melt more slowly. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
They don't, but yeah, that is the idea.
That's how they get us to buy them.
That's right. For some reason, they melt a lot slower in the restaurant because the drink is gone well before it melts. But when I'm at home, it's gone before the drink's gone.
No, it didn't melt at all. I've used it for 7 drinks now. Where are Bonnie and Clyde? We've got Indy here.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you want to hear them. They've been special this week. Very, very special. They have lived up to their name.
Indy is our special boy. There is no doubt about that.
Well, I don't see. He's not in his bed.
No, he's right here in front of us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Mom's there. So, if Mom's around, then you got to be up in Mom's business all the time.
He's the mama's boy.
Got a lot to do.
Aren't you? Are you a mama's boy? Yes, he is. Smells like outside dog right now, which is awesome.
So, Lisa, how do you like the new condo?
I like the new condo very much.
I sense a lot of hesitation.
We did everything that we've done to
Okay.
it. I really miss my main floor laundry. Really didn't think that was going to be too bad, but I have to cut because it's right back here. I have to come down.
She gets to come down to my office and visit.
But I feel bad because I try to be quiet. He's always, when he's on a Zoom, he's muted anyway. But
even when I'm speaking,
That's exactly what I was just
I'm
going to
going to
say.
say something stupid. So
Again, bosses, that never happens.
yeah. It's just a little inconvenient to have that. Otherwise, I like it very much. I like no lawn work. Looking forward to no snow shoveling, especially when John's traveling. That'll be good.
if that ever happens again.
Right?
Yeah. I know, right?
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah. Lisa does. Yeah.
So, do you guys watch? I think, John, I've asked you this, but Lisa, do you guys watch Schitt's Creek?
Yes. Well, okay. We did.
We did. We watched the first probably 2 or 3 seasons. And then it just kind of weared on me a little bit because the characters are really annoying, funny at first, but after a while, just like, Okay, seriously? You know, right?
Yeah.
I love Catherine O'Hara. I think
Oh,
she
she
is
is
Oh, she's
brilliant.
hilarious.
part of that show.
Brilliant.
Absolutely hilarious. Yeah, that's probably this is the best part. And the fact that pretty much everyone else in there is a Levy. We were
That's
watching,
true.
That's
I
right.
know.
That's right.
we were
And they're
watching
really
another.
good. I mean, they're
They are.
funny. And as I said, the characters are, I mean, they deliver that stuff really well. But
Yes, they do.
oh my gosh, it's just, there's not enough variation, I guess. So we're rewatching for the 50th time The Office.
Okay.
And, you know, we're on season
Oh,
6 or something like that. And seriously, this is probably the 3rd or 4th time. And we saw them.
John.
Okay, 10th for Lisa, yeah.
I'm a true fan.
But they have so many different characters that it doesn't get quite as tedious. When you only have 4 major characters, or at least in the family, it's just a little tougher. It seems to me. But so we stopped, and they kind of didn't they stop and then came out with 2 more seasons, or
I don't know. I tried. John
I
had
don't
actually. I hadn't seen the first maybe 2 episodes, and so just about a month ago, I tried to pick it up again, and he came in and kind of rolled his eyes.
David.
That's what Jennifer walks around the house doing all the time. David.
Ew, David.
So how about you guys? What have you been binging on, if anything?
That one, and then we started another show, which is why I found out how many Levies are actually in Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
We were watching another sitcom last night. It's a brand new one out in 2020. We watched the first 2 episodes. It has, of course, but the name just left my head. A fairly famous comedian, larger guy. Not Gaffigan. I saw Gaffigan's new show. I haven't turned it on yet, though.
Yeah.
I'll
A
think of
large
it.
comedian, that really narrows it down.
It really does, doesn't it? Will Sasso.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we were watching that, and there was a scene in the second one where they dropped their kids off at daycare, and there was a parent there that I guess the daughter bit their son. And then the next time the daughter kissed their son. So they were all up in arms because they're super helicopter parents, but it happened to be the woman who plays Twyla on Schitt's Creek. She was the mom. So we're like, where have we seen her before? So I looked it up, and it was Twyla. And then I noticed it was Sarah Levy.
Yeah.
So you've got
Father
Levy, and then the brother David, the guy who plays David, and then Twyla. And they're all Levies. It's incredible.
Yeah. And very talented. So Jen, what are your favorite? I mean, do you guys have the same likes and dislikes when it comes to movies and TVs? Well, come on now.
I'm going to go with, for the most part, yes.
Okay.
But I'll say Game of Thrones, for example. He is an avid fan, and I couldn't get past 4 episodes or something. It was just a little much for me. But it comes to things like that, he can handle more gore. He can handle more.
You can say it on the podcast.
Lust, nudity. I just can't get into that.
It's called sex.
That's what it's called.
Wow. He can handle more sex?
That can handle more sex.
Yeah. Hey, for all of you listeners, I know that's a real shock.
Story.
All right.
Okay.
We'll be the judge of that.
When our son was in college, he came home he wasn't that far away. He came home for a fair number of weekends. And he'd always have to be back at a certain time on Sunday night because they would all watch Game of Thrones. And I said, what is that show? And he tried to tell me a little bit about it, and I had zero interest. And so he was home for, I guess he was probably done for the semester. So it was May, and the season finale was coming up, and he had several friends over to watch it, and I'm upstairs, and it had aired the night before, but they're watching the replay. They are screaming. It's episode 3. Wasn't the season finale, but it was the Red Wedding. I can tell you that.
Oh, okay. That was a big episode.
They are mental down in the family room. Come upstairs, it's boys and girls, and their mouths are hanging open, and now I gotta know what this is. So Michael sat me down the TV and had me watch with him, Jen, with my, what was he, 22, 21,
Not
22,
even, yeah.
21-year-old son, the first season. And I was, okay, I should not be in the same room with you. But then I started to get just
Drawn in. Yeah, she's a victim.
I'm a victim. So I seriously, the first month of that summer, I binge watched 3 episodes, and then I got
3
to the
seasons.
3 seasons,
Yeah.
and I got to the red wedding scene, episode, and he took a picture on his phone of his face, and it's me with my mouth hanging open and just, see, Mom, told you, and then I could not wait.
It's an addicting show. And now there's actually a graphic somewhere. I saw it on Instagram, I think, for the first time, and they show, it's not a Gantt chart, but it's some sort of chart where it has an X like this, and it's the upward slide is the gore and the violence, and the downward slide is the porn.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it looks between the first season and the last season about how it went, because there was a lot less nudity and a lot less sex, but there was a lot more gore near the end. Yeah.
He's just still trying to get me to watch it, if you can't tell.
Yeah, I am. It's a great.
So Jen, what I need to know is, which is more attractive to you, the gore or the sex?
Neither. I can't handle any of it.
Yes.
But our favorite together watching, and we've talked about it on the podcast, that's our favorite thing, Lisa, if you don't know, is John and I always say, I think we've talked about it on the podcast before.
Yes, we do say that.
Is Downton Abbey.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So Jen, have you seen the movie too?
Yes.
And so it's like another season-ending episode. That's all it was.
Right.
But it was really good. And so, yeah, we
would
should rewatch
rewatch.
that. We should do that whole series because it was that good. What did we just finish? The big epic one?
Outlander. We finished season 3 because we don't have stars.
Oh.
We are watching it on
because we're poor. We don't have stars.
Oh.
We have like 10 of we've got 10 different. So
I wanted to watch a movie the other day, and it was on Stars, and that's where I stopped. I'm like, I can't do any more of these. Come here, Clyde.
Yes,
buddy.
Agreed. And it's ridiculous. We have a couple of DVDs that we've been waiting to watch, and it's
puppy.
Which one? I don't know.
This one's Clyde.
Oh, Clyde. Oh, I'm a little tired. I've been listening to PoddiMouths, and I'm yawning right now. It makes me sleepy.
That's really close to his voice.
That is
right. Amazing.
I think that's why. Oh, I can tell. I think that's why most people listen to PoddiMouths. It helps them as they go to sleep.
It's like the sleepy time AMSR.
It is. It is. And Bill is one of the odd guys, our friend Bill, because he listens to it when he's walking and, like exercising, working out. And
well, maybe Bill just needs a depressant in the morning to calm himself down. Maybe
that's what it is listening to PoddiMouths is his depressant. Yeah. That really helps me. Love you, Bill.
It centers me. He's trying to get off the CBD.
Yes, that's because really people get hooked on CBD.
They really do. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no other alcohol. There's no other drug in the world that can get hooked.
Here's the problem with happy hour.
Hmm.
Nick becomes less and less intelligible as we go.
Intelligent. That's true.
A martini, because I'd be like,
and that's what I was sort of counting on.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, you want to watch Game of Thrones, honey? Anyway. So you talked about, Nick, the potential of recording our videos now. Is that in the works by chance? It is in the works. We're only a site that would show video. Oh, YouTube.
What tube?
You should Google it.
Google it. How do you spell that?
Gaugle.
I don't say that word out loud anymore because she listens and she does things that I say I don't mean for her to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time. You don't even have to say, "Hey Google."
You don't.
Because she'll light up.
She's lighting up.
Yeah. Yes, Nick.
Always listening.
That's right.
That's all right.
We have Google all over the house too. So and we'll say, "Hey, something or the other," and Google will light up and say, I'm sorry, I can't find that." Or
hey,
yeah, hey, just hey, and then we'll say something else. It might sound like, or we might say, "Hey, Peyton."
Oh,
something like that, and it'll pick up on that.
She lights up.
Yeah.
And Peyton doesn't answer. Conversely.
How did you know that?
Having had a young child before, I know. And I will say this, and Jen, this is mostly to you because I've said it to him before, that Peyton is delightful. She is so well spoken, and we've had her on the show more than once, and I just love her. I think she's awesome. I get let's see, what's the word? There may be some precociousness. I love that about her, though. She's just she's just really entertaining and smart and funny and well spoken.
Speaking of precocious, I wanted to try something.
Sure.
Jen and Peyton and I did this yesterday. Put your drinks down for a second. Take your hands.
Okay, I don't like this game already.
Spread your fingers out. I want you to interlace your fingers and close your hands and see where your thumbs end up. Which thumb is on top?
Left.
My left.
Left? You
So
guys
like
are right brain thinkers.
Well, that would make me left-handed, I think. In theory.
No, I can see my right hand goes over. So I'm a left brain thinker.
I would agree that you are a left brain thinker. Jen?
I'm right brained.
You are okay. So thankfully, this is so there's only one oddball.
Yeah, and according to the guy who taught us that, it's not what we used to think. The left brain is the one that's very meticulous and is very analytical, and the other one, you three, are very creative.
That's right, we are.
That's not okay. To the right brain.
Yeah, you know the first letters of analytical. That's right. And we're toasting to that. Well, at least three of us are. That is well, I mean, it's accurate from the standpoint that you are indeed analytical, but you're also you've become more creative, entertaining, funny as I've gotten to know you.
Or drunk, either way, it works.
I don't really care why. I was talking more about the outcome. But it's true. You are a funny dude, and I think our podcast audience, they know that.
Well, we should ask them. We should put out a survey now.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do a survey. Because
let's find out. Let's ask our listeners if they actually get this far into the show, and ask them whether they think I'm funnier or you're funnier.
It's not about a contest.
I know. Just tell us how funny we are. We'd love to hear that. I missed that, Lisa. What'd you say?
I said John said confidently.
It's not a contest. No, it's only because I've told a few jokes while we've done our podcast.
Okay. Yes. I have to put Clyde down because he wants to get into Jen's lap right now.
Well, and then Indy's
who does it seriously?
Indy's in our bathroom taking a special bath. Right?
I see that.
This is why we
haven't quite lifted up the leg yet, so we're good.
Yeah.
At least we're not recording right now.
If I could reach, I'd never leave the house.
Amen to that.
Yes. That's our dog.
So Lisa, you have a somewhat similar past, according to John. I'm throwing him under the bus just in case. To Jennifer, you were a fitness instructor, right? What kind of fitness instructor were you?
Jazzercise for 15 years.
Okay.
And had my own studio in Lake Mills, which is where we moved from. I loved it. I still love it. I do it every day. We now have on demand classes, so I do that every day. And I was going to a local studio. I don't think she listens to
Wow,
this
the
podcast,
timing
so
is
I'm gonna
yet. The timing is perfect
Let's
too.
just say, as a former instructor, it's really difficult to follow someone who doesn't quite have the same standards that you had as an instructor. Doesn't hold herself to sort of the same.
So as a husband, as a jazzercise husband, let me just say that when she comes home and she's eye rolling and talks about how it went in the class, you know that but you judge by the measure that you've been given. And Lisa had a really good mentor.
Yeah,
yes.
I did.
Yeah.
She's still awesome.
Yes.
But that was in
But
another
you
state.
had a great mentor.
I did.
I'm not saying she's gone.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but I love it and love to dance, and dance fitness is the bomb.
So we're coming
the only thing I've ever
to
stuck with,
we're coming
I
to
would say,
Nashville,
too.
and we're going to see you guys. And
we'll dance.
well,
Masterclass,
a couple of us will.
there's a masterclass. Yeah, John and I will.
That's what I meant.
Hey,
What were you
you should see him do a kickball change.
Hey.
Wow.
I actually changed the
Jazz
verbiage.
swing.
It's the kick in the balls and take his change. That's a little different.
Hey, Jen is a professional at that. She's got a whole class set designated just for that.
That sounds great.
You can look it up by going to BellevueDanceCenter.com.
Oh, wow. Who is one of our sponsors?
Yeah, absolutely. Not monetarily, but she is a sponsor.
Hey, it doesn't have to be monetary. It can
No.
be some sort of a
She's supporting me.
That sort of a sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. She sits on the other end of the couch while I'm editing and takes pictures of me in the most vulnerable state that I could possibly be in.
Well, that's only because you're in your underwear.
That too.
Tidy white.
Who wears underwear anymore? Come on.
That's what it's called.
Yes. Who wears underwear? That's good to know.
Yeah.
There's a picture I'm going to spend most of the evening trying to drink out of my mind. So but when I do, it's usually mesh, something mesh.
Sorry, I was adjusting. All I heard was meth.
No, mesh. Speaking of meth, though,
and TV.
Okay.
Breaking Bad the other night.
Did you? So I started watching the first couple of seasons and absolutely loved it, and then I stopped for some reason, and I don't know if it was just because I was burned out or if it just wasn't as good. But I heard so many good things, and I did like what I saw. You haven't seen it?
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
It's edgy to be sure, but I mean
it was. I think it was because it's been a few years.
Yeah. Oh,
since
yeah.
I think it was one of those first streaming shows.
One of the binge shows, I
Yes,
think, as much as
that
anything. Yeah.
really did walk the line for a lot of people, and I think that's why people got sucked into it. But a really good friend of mine started watching it maybe a couple of seasons in, and she heard the buzz, got into it, and she said, "I am so depressed the more I watch this." So I'm kind of waiting for
depression to set in.
When are we going to hit that? I don't know. I hope not. But because he's an awesome actor, Bryan Cranston.
Oh, yeah. Bryan Cranston, amazing. And we talked about the movie with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. That was an incredible movie. Remember that?
So
Bryan Cranston was the paraplegic, and Kevin Hart was the gentleman taking care of him.
Oh, okay.
Gentleman, yeah.
I'm using that gentleman, folks.
It was a terrific movie, though, and a lot of fun. And
it was, and a semi-true story based on a true story, right?
I think so.
I did not know that, but that's even makes it even better.
Yeah. So yeah, I enjoy anything that Bryan Cranston does.
He's very talented. There's no question. And that, I would think it would be very difficult to play a role of paraplegic.
Right.
I mean, seriously, when you're a professional actor, because your craft is not just about, acting. It's about how you carry yourself and you take away half of what you normally bring to the table.
Yeah. So we were talking about binge shows a little bit earlier, and one thing that we again say it again. We've talked about it on the podcast before, but since I'm drinking Yellowstone whiskey,
Not much of it. It looks like.
No,
looks like you're
almost done.
smelling what's left.
Yeah, sort of. It's there's no. This is deep glass,
That's
but
what she said. Anyway,
Jen has watched a couple of episodes of the Yellowstone with me with Kevin Costner.
That's on Paramount.
Paramount. Yep.
I told Lisa that you had recommended,
Yeah.
and it's going to become it's coming with YouTube TV,
Oh, right.
which we have.
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
But Jen, what do you think of the Yellowstone? Because I've tried to explain it to people, and Craig, who has been on the show with us, Craig and I are the only ones that I know that actually watched that show.
Who's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I thought you meant the show.
Love Craig.
He actually just texted us. I haven't looked at it yet, though.
Did he? Oh no! Don't read it out loud.
There's no telling what it says.
It could be dirty. There's nothing ever dirty on this show.
Oh no, he's so show Peyton LOL. He's got a picture of a frosted frosted glass with root beer in it.
So I guess he's joining us for happy hour.
He is, yeah. He introduced Peyton to root beer during Camp Nana Papaw, and now Peyton is obsessed with root beer. So here, let me show you the picture. It's a diet A&W.
Oh, that's awesome.
The diet?
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, diet.
No, I'm sorry. I'm a sugar person, not an aspartame person.
Well, anyway, if it starts with ass, I usually am in favor of it. Sorry, honey. Lisa gets it all the time. Yeah. Hey, John, you're not on a podcast right now. Why don't you just knock it off?
Yeah.
He says that a lot.
Got it back there, baby.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome. Craig is great. Love
Craig
that
is,
guy.
he's fun. He's fun.
Oh my gosh.
He gave me a 3-pound bag of venison jerky, and it was gone in less than a week.
Wow.
Yeah. It was very, very good. So
is that because you ate it or because you?
Yeah, no one else in the house ate it.
All by himself.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, yes, I know. So Jen's mostly vegetarian. Is that fair to say?
That's fair.
Okay.
I see the CSA pics on.
But love that. Love that you get some awesome vegetables from CSA. I mean, seriously, I would say as anti-vegetarian, not that I don't like it, but that I'm not, as you can be. Lisa is probably borderline. You could go without meat easily.
When John travels, someday that'll resume again.
After the COVID.
After the COVID.
Yeah, when he's gone, I don't know. Why fuss with that? Just have veggies.
Yeah, and when Lisa's gone, I just say, why fuss with veggies? Why not just eat?
Just have red meat.
Is there? No. And so, yeah, I'll just eat the cow.
When am I gone?
Never. No, that's when I travel. I go to the hotel.
Okay.
Hi, could you bring 10 pounds of bacon to my room, please?
That makes a lot more sense. Every time I'm with John, he's like, let's go to the steakhouse. Do you know where there's a good steakhouse?
Oh, like
We
I
did.
never make him steak. Yeah, we eat steak at least once a week.
Or so. Yeah. But and Lisa has steak down to a science because of me, not because of the COVID.
So the past few months, I have been putting off getting a new propane tank for our grill, just for 2 reasons. One, COVID. Everybody, COVID. Yeah.
Come on, because of the COVID.
Because of the COVID.
You have to drink. Come on, Nick. You have to drink. Can't just say it.
Love, but it's empty.
Oh, sad.
Gosh, who did that?
Jen, it's all her fault.
I
She
know
loves
her
it.
behind her
What
back.
is this podcast? I should have
Wow.
brought a bottle.
Can I just tell you that's been said many times?
It really
How
has.
long is this
Most of my
podcast?
listeners.
As we're in hour 6, people, what the hell? I have to work.
It's how most people get through their workday, guys. Come on.
Listening to PoddiMouths, yeah. I am sad for your work life, if that's accurate.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, anyway, where was I going with that? See, lost my train
Lord
of-
only knows. I don't.
That's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
We actually, we've been squirrel. We've been talking about that a lot lately, of how, just you can't interrupt either of us because then our thought gone.
Yes. Wait till you get older. These two are young and
For those of you who can't see our video, Lisa was pointing to John.
was pointing to John saying,
John and
wait
I
till he gets
are-
older. Yeah, don't even.
5 days apart in age.
So look at this
They were
and look at this.
5 rough days.
5 days apart.
Five
They
very
were
rough
5
days.
really, really tough days. So I was in Antarctica for those 5 days.
I thought he was bullshitting me on our first date. I don't know if you asked me when my birthday was or I asked you.
Oh.
But we told each other, and we got our driver's licenses out to prove that we were truly just 5 days.
5 days apart.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, it was sweet. All right.
We overlap by a month and 12 days. 13 days.
Right.
So
13 days.
she's the same age as I am for a month and 12 days. 13 days, sorry.
Yep. And that's
right now it is because she just had a birthday. So she's the same age as I am.
Yeah, you would never think that, listeners.
No,
Just
I
so you
know. No one ever does. No one ever does. People think I'm at least 5 years older than I really am.
You're very youthful. And
I don't know why.
what's good about that,
No
though?
idea. Hey, Jennifer's trying to get luck right now. She's rubbing my head.
This is. I thought she thought she had 3 wishes. Wait, I know what the first one would be. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
I guess
that's what happens with happy hour.
If you guys would just
Yeah.
dance, you would look a lot younger. Am I right?
That's right.
Oh, jeez, that's my girl. I have been a bad influence on her for many years.
You're a bad influence on most people we know.
So, I'm weak personalities.
Yeah, you've spent no time in the car business with that statement.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Part-timer.
been very So this is okay. Tell us. Remember, like half an hour ago when we were talking about the dance studio?
What dance studio?
So, wow, that's even better. Jen, tell us more about the studio. Tell us about things like square footage and what are you offering for classes and stuff like that.
Well, we have at least 8,000 square feet.
Oh my God.
It's
Wow.
closer to 10.
It's closer to 10, including offices and bathrooms and things like that. So it's 4 separate studios that'll run simultaneously. And we're doing ballet, tap, jazz.
Combination of
A combo classes, hip hop, contemporary.
Irish dancing.
You name it. We're
I
going
was
to
going
do
to
it.
ask about Irish dancing.
Yeah, we
Hey,
have
if
a
there's not
renter.
clogging, I'm out.
Yeah, so we have somebody coming. She was a former river dance performer.
You're kidding.
Yeah, so she is going to teach
Oh my
to
gosh.
students in the area every once in a while. She's going to do workshops every once in a while. So
That is
we're
so
excited
cool.
for her to come.
So what is your online presence? I mean, because I won't say why because of that one thing, but why? I mean, how is online a part of the story?
Well, so we're going to have a live feed of.
I'm just looking at Nick's face. I'm sorry.
Maybe we should pull him in because he's the techie of the crew.
He is the techie geeky.
Yes. So we're going to have TVs in each classroom so they can have a live feed of each class as it's going on. So they
Cool.
don't actually have to come in if they're not feeling safe. They can stay at home and dance in their living room or
And still take the class essentially.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Very cool.
And they'll have the choice. So if they start on the video and then a couple classes in, they feel like they want to come in, they can come in and during the next session. And then if they don't feel comfortable, they can go back home and do it online. So there's no difference.
And how often? How often can you take classes? Is it a subscription sort of a thing, or how does it work?
So classes run until June of next year, and they can sign up for as many during the week as they want to.
Wow.
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, that's awesome. I think especially when we're kind of in the Zoom life, it seems like these days, and and to honor people who are, whether they're, feeling uncomfortable or just don't want to come in one day. I think that's brilliant. I think that's really smart.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sure it was your idea, Jen.
It was all her idea. Everybody laughed at it.
Whatever. And so that's very exciting, and I would love to see the studio. We need to.
Awesome. Yes.
Well, you should come and see it because there is going to be definitely a before and the after. I know at the beginning you asked Jen how long the studio has existed.
Yeah.
And it has existed in the same location for quite some time. And they started. So we have 10,000 square feet, and I say we, but Jen is 90% owner. So she has 10,000 square feet. It originally started with one bay. So one business out of the four. So each studio is actually a bay in a like a, what would you call that?
Like a strip mall.
A strip mall.
Yeah.
And so it's
cool.
it's four bays basically of a business, an 1,100 square foot bay. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, it's more than that, but the studios are all 1,100 square feet themselves. Yeah. So we have those four bays, and it started with one bay, then it expanded to two bays, then the third bay, and then there's now a fourth bay. And that fourth bay is actually cut off with the exception of the lobby. It's the only way you can get through from all of the other studios. So you actually, if you go into Studio 4, and you have to walk around Studio 4 and into the lobby to get to Studio 3, 2, and 1.
Oh.
But you can reach all the other studios from behind. So it's very disjointed. So that's why I say you have to do the before and the after. Come see it before, well, it's set up the way it is, because I think, and we haven't decided 100% on the design yet, but I think we're going to move the studios forward so they're up against the glass windows, and then actually make a hallway in the back so you can go through all four studios and actually see
them all from the hallway. Very cool.
Right. So they
definitely do some before and after, and that would be a really good post for our Facebook page.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Where would you find that Facebook page, John?
Well, if I were looking for it, which I'm not because I live this life, I would go to PoddiMouths.com and find not only the Facebook page, but find where to find us on Instagram and Twitter and
merchandise.
Merchandise.
Merch. And there's a merch page. Yeah. Good job, honey.
We should have workout clothes.
Workout clothes.
We should.
Okay, done.
Leggings with a PoddiMouths logo.
I have leggings. I think PoddiMouths leggings.
I'll look into the leggings part.
Nick, yeah.
We do have some tank tops.
Lisa is in her right brain right now.
In her right brain?
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
Do I.
we will. I'll have some other merch up there. We have merch from Patched Overalls.
Yep.
We have an actual Patched Overalls shirt,
which is cool. You showed me that today or yesterday. I love that.
The poop emoji is just got real.
Where did that come from?
That was part of Tyson was talking about that. He wanted to make shirts for that. Remember, he was talking about making shirts.
The poop emoji. Yeah. I have shit on my shirt. That's awesome.
Exactly. And then the last one was the snake wine, which I put up.
That was incredible.
Those are fun. There's two different snake wine ones out there. They're really good. But I think we should put a
snake in the bottle. It's like I did the search for it. It was incredible.
A snake?
Oh yeah, a snake in the bottle, right? Tell her.
Yeah. No, it was a snake in the bottle, and so I referred to a movie because that's what
I could make snake in a bottle.
See, we could go on tour.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No,
we should. No, we should go on tour. Yeah, why don't you go to Addis Ababa? That's where I would start.
Absolutely, yeah. They have a really nice stage there. One.
Well played, sir.
I made reference to a movie, which is kind of ironic. Jen has watched the movie. She probably doesn't remember. This is funny because everything to me.
Are you saying that because she's drinking?
No. Everything to me, Lisa, I always reference a movie that correlates in some fashion to it, just because I'm a movie buff and I can watch a movie once and memorize quite a bit of it. Jen will watch a movie and then 2 days later completely gone. So she'll watch a movie and it's like watching it for the first time.
I'm
And so it
more
makes-
like Jen than I am like you.
Probably,
for
yeah.
sure.
Most
When it
people
comes
are.
to movies, seriously.
But
I
it
just
makes for a
don't take
lot of
up my
fun.
brain space with movie trailers. I just
Yeah.
don't do that.
Exactly. Our valuable brain space.
That's right.
Valuable brain space, right? It's the left brain, right brain thing. So anyway, we were watching Wonder Woman because Peyton wanted to watch Wonder Woman again. She loves Wonder Woman. And I was thinking back to one of our previous episodes where we talked about the snake wine, which was the last episode, I guess.
Yeah.
And I had brought up the movie with Gal Gadot and John Hamm and Zach Galifianakis, where they actually had snake wine in the movie. Do you remember that movie?
No.
It was, you don't remember it at all. I can't even describe it, and she still won't remember it. But it'll be wonderful because we'll watch it again, and she's like, "I think I've seen it."
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that
me all the time.
And then maybe midway through, I'll say, I have seen this, but it's still new, so I don't care. So we keep watching it.
But it's an hour and a half in, so it's not like you're going to back off. Yeah, I love this.
That's our movie watching life. So you asked, what do we binge and do we have the same taste in movies? We have the same taste in a lot of TV shows, with the exception of Game of Thrones. But movies, no. I'm the one with the taste in movies just because I watch so many, and Jen is wonderful to have with me because it's always a new movie.
Wow.
Except for Downton Abbey.
What
She
he's
remembers
saying,
Downton
Jen,
Abbey.
is it's like you have Alzheimer's. And,
It is a little bit.
That's sort of like that.
She doesn't even remember Goonies.
That's
Good.
not true, since I've had to see it at least 20 times with
I
Nick.
can
I
imagine.
remember
He
Goonies
talks about that all the time.
Yep.
all the time
All the
here,
time.
too.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad he's being himself then.
Always.
Goonies.
I wouldn't have any
Have
other
you
way.
ever seen that?
I've never seen it. I
Oh.
was
John
very
hasn't either.
busy during the mid 80s.
Yes, she
Very
was.
busy girl.
I'm going to leave that alone, but let me allow you to guess what she was doing.
I really think you both need to sit down and watch yourself some Goonies.
Yeah, that's really high on my list of
It
priorities.
should be.
Yeah,
Hi, Indy.
way up there.
Exactly.
Indy, can you hear Indy talking?
Yeah. Yeah.
To get my attention.
Yes. So one outcome of our living in this condo without the big backyard and all of that, backing up to the golf course, is that Lisa walks him at least 2+ times a day.
Nice.
Walk like twice, and then just take them out to, do the minimum.
Yeah,
couple
right.
times.
yeah. It's
At least you can walk, Indy. Our dogs are impossible to walk. They refuse to do it.
why would they refuse to walk? What are they?
Well,
just-
wait. Okay. So to be
Right.
fair, they like
Yeah.
the walking. It's that they want to talk or bark or howl at every animal, every person, every squirrel that goes by. So we
Okay.
can't get 2 feet
So
without
have you ever
alienating.
used or do you use a harness on them?
Yes.
On harnesses, still they
Yep.
do that?
Oh yeah. Clyde.
Wow.
Clyde will. It sounds like he's dying because he's
Oh.
It's awful.
Yes,
That was an excellent impression.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Yes. of
We take him to the vet, and he sounds like they are stabbing him with
course.
every sort of knife possible.
Yes.
And that's just him in the lobby before we even go back. Like,
Yeah.
he's crazy.
That's awesome.
And at home, he is a very calm, very sweet, very loving dog.
Huh.
But the minute he leaves this house, he is a terror,
Oh my
an
God.
absolute terror.
That's why I will never go with you to the doctor again, Nick.
Well, I make
You're
the
the
same
same
noise.
way.
Where do you think he learned how to do it?
You are the same way. Stop it, Nick, you're just getting your teeth cleaned.
That's so very true. That's why I don't take Peyton to the dentist. I'm afraid to see what she's going to do.
Didn't she just have an appointment?
She did. How did you
did.
know that?
You told me.
Oh,
And
that's
so
right.
how did it go? Yeah,
It
how
went
did I
very
know that?
Google told
Because I'm
us.
brilliant. Yeah, Google told us.
Google.
It's Peyton's dental appointment today. Don't forget.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Goose.
So Peyton, we were at the studio, and Jen and Peyton left from the studio to go to the dentist appointment. And we even said to Peyton, "Don't forget your mask." And so Peyton went back and she grabbed it. It was in her hand. I watched her walk out of the studio with her mask in her hand. The car wasn't not even 50 feet away.
Mm.
Somewhere between that point where I saw her walk out of the studio and get in the car, mask completely gone. until they get to the dentist's office, and of course they won't let him into the. I'm going to let you tell the story because you were there. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was there and you weren't. I'm
Yeah.
confused.
I stayed and I did my day job.
Wow. Well, that's good.
Yeah, bosses
Our
listening.
bosses are listening.
Right.
No, yeah, so they wouldn't let us enter without a mask on. So Peyton and I are like frantically searching the car. I'm like, where under the backpack, she has a little blanket that she sits on under the blanket. It's nowhere. So she has somehow lost it from studio door to car because it was gone. It was completely gone. So I like wrapped her face in a really old scarf and I'm like, just hold it up to your face. It's going to be fine.
You know what? If they're going to require it, they should have a box of disposables.
They really should.
Amen.
That's true.
No, I often leave the house without it.
And how many? So let's be conservative. How many do we have?
I have 3. You probably have a dozen.
I must have 8 masks, and I never seem to have one when I need it. But if they're going to require it, I totally agree. You should have them in stock or available.
But have you noticed that's our new litter? It's not just plastic bags.
Masks everywhere.
Bags and masks.
Yes.
Around
Anyway, so you used a scarf, and how did it go? I mean, I'm sure she looked adorable, but
well, she's like, I'm so hot. But I mean, we made it and they let her go back. It was fine. Mom, it's hot.
Which is
it's fine.
I didn't know about. I mean, how do they do the appointments now, Jen? At the dentist.
So they made us wait in the parking lot until we called them, and they made sure all of our insurance info was up to date. And then someone came out with a mask on, to come get us to take us inside. And she temperature checked us at the door. And then we went straight back to the dentist. So nobody was in the waiting area. They just took us straight back where her chair was. And then that's when she could unmask. But I had to keep mine on. So
which is really funny because I've told you before, this dentist is still in the town we used to live in Dixon.
Yeah.
And Dixon is very conservative, more so than Nashville. So a lot of our friends say that you wouldn't even know COVID exists in Dixon.
Sure.
For in a lot of cases, like the bars are packed. No one's social distancing.
What's the population?
I don't know.
11 or 12,000.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a fairly decent sized area, but still, you wouldn't think it out there, which is pretty incredible. So when you were telling me that story, I was actually kind of not weirded out because it's normal for us here in Nashville, but it was a little bit disappointing for Dixon.
Yeah.
Because you thought you could count on Dixon. They come out with an American flag and they take you in and you can sneeze on them and they appreciate it. And, and it's interesting too, because it varies here in Wisconsin as well. I mean, we're in a town of 8,000 and very much it's like there is no COVID in many places. But when you go into businesses typically, and we've got this mask order now, you need to have one. You need to, and that's fine. I mean, if they say this is what it is, I'm okay with it. I don't need to be a jerk about it. But by the same token, we've seen people, as I told you, Nick, before, we've seen people who are driving in their cars all alone wearing a mask. And
I saw someone like that today, and I thought of you.
and then, I mean, somebody posted, sure, I've seen several of them, pictures of guys on motorcycles without a helmet, but wearing a mask. And so it's like you're choosing your death sentence. Well, I don't mind dying, but I don't want to die from COVID.
I don't want to wear no stinking brain bucket.
No, I'm good with road rash, and if my brains end up, my medulla oblongata out on the highway, I'm fine with that. But I'm not wearing a mask.
But it's going to sound more like...
That's more how it would be. On their podcast, that's how they sound, because in their own houses, I'm sure they wear
their masks. Yeah.
I'm taking a bath. Where's my mask?
Or up north, a dude on a bicycle with a mask.
Yeah. We see that around here, which is funny because if anyone that frequents social media, well, not even frequents social media, it goes on there once a week, and all I ever see are ads for Gators, and it always said Gators for bikers.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, so why then they're wearing? I always see bikers wearing the paper masks. I'm like,
Well, it's
why aren't you
becoming
wearing a gator?
statement, I think, as much
I
as
think it
anything.
is. It really is.
You are
I knew
hot.
it would.
Look at that gator. That's a gator. Gotcha,
Wow.
Annie.
Mr. Smollett actually has a really nice gator. He's got an American flag one, and I think he's got a skull face one. But he puts up,
That's what you need.
you do need a skull face.
Skull face. Yes, I
Yeah.
do. I already have one because
Yeah, you do. You're
Yeah,
you're svelte.
yeah.
We need to get PoddiMouths gators. I wish that our merch store
That
had
would be great.
PoddiMouths.
What would it say?
PoddiMouths.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have that one in my car.
Or PoddiMouths.com.
Oh yeah.
Never
Or maybe you
done
should have a mouth.
There you go.
that. See,
Yeah.
which brain? Right brain.
Right
That's right.
brain.
Right. That's right. Right.
Saying. Yeah, you're the only oddity in this group right now,
Big
mister.
weirdo.
You are a big weirdo.
You know, I wish I could say I wasn't used to hearing that, but
Lisa loves you. So. I'm just
Sorry about that weirdo thing.
sorry about the
no,
weirdo.
no worries.
That
I'm
sounds like
used to
Ghostbusters to me. Sorry about the bug eyes thing. I'll be in my office if you need me.
it.
That's a movie he knows.
Yeah.
Inside Out. Yes.
Well, right now on iTunes, they're selling all three. And I was thinking, I would do that if I really didn't dislike the third one so much.
Oh, I
Second
know.
one, too.
Yeah.
The second one wasn't too bad. Now
It was too.
the official third one, so that depends on who you're talking to. They have a third one.
Yeah.
But then if you actually hear Dan Aykroyd or Bill Murray doesn't really care, but Dan Aykroyd and anyone else that's involved with it, they wouldn't call that third one the actual third one. They call the now fourth one the third one.
The third one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which hopefully will come out pretty soon because I'm dying for some new Ghostbusters.
Well, I'm not sure they can relive it. It was sort of like the second Anchorman.
I had never even watched the second Anchorman.
Yeah, it was not awesome. It was.
No.
It was.
I'm very controversial, and Jen doesn't get this because she's a big fan, but I'm not a fan of Will
Ferrell.
Ferrell. Yeah,
I am sometimes. I didn't like him in some things, but because he, not Jim Carrey like, but other people like, he overacts sometimes.
yeah.
But he's still. He really did very well as the Ron Burgundy character.
Yes, yeah. I think that I didn't like the movie, but I really do like the character. So when I do little snippets, it's kind of like doing Schitt's Creek. You watch a couple of episodes, that's enough.
Yes,
but I can't do a full.
I just hope people are not like that with PoddiMouths.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
Binge listen.
Most people binge listen to the PoddiMouths, right?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. This is why I married her.
Perfect. I don't know how you did that perfect pause in there. I'm sure it was your right brain, but it was the perfect pause. And I'm sure they do.
Well, did I ever tell you that? I won't tell you who, but Jen has a former roommate who is a comedian. Taught her everything she knew.
It wasn't Rocky Bob, was it?
No. Rocky. Do you like that title, by the way?
It was awesome.
I know.
You know of Rocky Bob's
story.
I don't think Jen hasn't had time since
Oh
the studio to really look into any of our stuff, so she probably doesn't know the last title, the one with Tyson. It was John had a roommate in college who they called Rotsy Bob. Okay. So that was part of the title was Rotsy Bob.
Don't spoil it because she has to listen now.
She does have to listen.
I'm sure you have piqued her interest.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, she saw how much I giggled, so why not?
She did.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure. So where could people go if they wanted to find some of these episodes that we're talking about?
Oh, I wish I remembered, but I mean, it's such an obscure website. Jen, do you know?
Somethingmouths.com.
Is it PoddiMouths.com?
Oh,
Lisa, do you know what we could find on PoddiMouths.com?
Everything and nothing at all.
Beautiful. That was very well done. See,
wives are so much better at this than we are.
I know.
Yeah, you can go shopping on
Can I have some
PoddiMouths.
new merch?
Go to the merch store. Both of you. You're welcome. Stock up on leggings.
Leggings, PoddiMouths leggings.
Sounds like just down the leg. Potty.
If you want potty down your
Gotta be
leg.
on the inside though.
Oh my God.
I'm putting those together.
That's so
That's it.
wrong.
I'm gonna talk to the t-shirt people and say, hey, I need leggings and I need the verbiage on the inside. And we'll sell them at the studio too.
Oh, will we?
Hi, is that potty on your leg? What? Of course it is. Thanks for asking.
On that note,
Wow. Yeah,
ladies, it was a pleasure to have you on the show today. And
Ladies,
I hope
you are awesome.
because this is already going a lot longer than I had expected.
Yes.
So we're going to have to do this again. And I'm going to get hit as soon as I shut the video off because Jen probably won't want to. But we will have to do it again because I think we could fill another 2 or 3 hours with our conversation. But maybe next time we'll do it in person.
That would be awesome.
Lisa, are you coming down to Nashville? Hey, Indy. Hi, buddy.
He's like, all right, time to wind it up, folks.
I guess Indy wants to be on the show now too.
He does.
He
Yeah.
wants to be sitting in the guest chair. Yes, we need to get down to Nashville.
Indy. Yes, that would be a lot of fun.
Yes, for sure.
We'll do another episode.
We leave the state yet? Is that okay?
I don't know. We'll have to quarantine once we get down there, probably.
You just have to quarantine in Illinois. You won't have to quarantine in Tennessee.
Oh, wow. That's really helpful.
Do 14 days in every state. We
That's,
try.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's gonna be, I'm glad our vacation policy has changed. I mean, that's gonna make our life a lot easier.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going to Alabama this weekend. Woo! 14 days. Yeehaw!
There you go. 14 days.
Oh, you guys were awesome.
Days
Thank
in
you so
Alabama.
much, Jen. It was great having you on with us and Lisa too. And we are,
Happy to do it.
I'm guessing that we're going to have a lot of requests from our listeners, Nick.
That
You
we
and I may be able to take a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, it's the PoddiMouths wife edition.
Well, especially when they see how hot they are, and they're going to say, "Yeah, could you put more videos up, and then could you guys, I don't know, get behind the scenes?"
Maybe when you guys come down to Nashville, that will be our launch into live streaming. And we'll have a live stream of the PoddiMouths podcast.
That's a great idea, and you and I will be on the way.
We'll be cut out of the picture.
We will.
But
maybe, I hear there's a dance studio that's available. You and I can maybe get into dance work.
Absolutely. Well, there's plenty of studio space.
I have the leggings.
Yeah. PoddiMouths leggings. That's right. Merch store.
Kickball change skills.
Kick them in the balls and take their change.
That's going to be on the website next. That's what I'm going to do tonight.
Yes, for
After
sure.
I refill this and have
I can see that's our new T-shirt. Yeah, let's do it.
kickballs change. All right.
You guys are awesome.
Definitely going to be it. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.